Welcome back to my channel, and today I just want to know why you're not owning your power. Scrap wants to join the video. Okay, so what are we doing? Why have you gotten to the point where you are questioning your ability to manifest, where you are questioning the things that you're doing, where you're questioning if it's even possible, where you're questioning yourself? The truth is, I want you to cut that out immediately. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care what's happened. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want you to take a step back and just listen to this video, because I'm going to remind you of who you really are and what you came here to do. Okay? We understand basic concept that what manifestation is it is an energy that materializes into matter. Okay? It is a two-step process. Energy into matter. So why in the world are you allowing matter to dictate your energy? Why are you reversing the formula? Okay, we know this. We know this. We know how manifestation works. Why are you actually allowing matter to dictate energy? Okay, manifestation is energy dictating matter. Okay, let's get that right. So let's talk about why you're being triggered by your environment. To start off, triggers are our teachers. They are normal. They're going to come up. We all get them. Okay. So if you go out in the world and you get triggered, okay, say you're wanting to manifest more money, okay, and you see that you are in lack. We're always in abundance, but you're in an abundance of lack. Okay. You look at your bank account. It's not what you want. Suddenly you feel like shit, even though nothing has actually changed other than the fact that you opened your phone and checked your bank account. This is just a random example. This can go for anything. Your triggers are your triggers, okay? And it comes from external stimuli. It comes from your environment. It comes from matter. So that's the first problem. You're allowing external things to start a process. And this process is so... I tell ya, this process that happens after the trigger is what's going to make or break your manifestations, and it's going to dictate what energy you're coming from, whether you're coming from matter or you're coming from your energy. So essentially what happens is you get triggered, you look, suddenly thoughts pop into your head. Oh my gosh, I need money, I'm feeling stressed, what can I do? My manifestations aren't working. You start having all these thoughts come in that are parallel to your environment, to matter, okay? What comes with that is an emotion likes to tag along. The emotion kicks in. It's basically charging those thoughts and electrifying them. So what emotion does is it makes the thought feel really real. Even though, again, nothing has changed outside of you other than the fact that you checked your bank account, suddenly you're feeling anxious, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling fear come through, and then suddenly you're reminded, oh my gosh, this is what I believe to be true about the world. Whether or not you're aware of it, you have a belief that is backing those processes. So you've got your external stimulus triggering you, allowing it to dictate your internal processes, okay? And then you've got a big fence built around it is your big belief system that you've always believed to be true, whether you agree with it or not. That's your belief system, okay? That's for another video of you investigating why you believe the things you do about your life, which I do have videos coming soon and posted already, okay? But what we're focusing on here is the reason why you're allowing your environment to make that energy inside of you, to allow yourself to respond like that. May I remind you, you are always in control. You are always in power. This is your life, okay? You get to dictate what comes in, what comes out, all that stuff, okay? So when this happens, what I want you to do is I want you to become the observer, okay? So sit back into the seat of witness consciousness. You are like sitting in the back seat of your brain and you're just observing, because at the end of the day, that's all that's happening. You're observing, okay? And you're opening the gate and allowing the response to come in, okay? And be triggered. I want you to think of your thoughts, okay? And I want to use this kind of example of all those thoughts that come in that are limiting. I want you to put that into a physical person, okay? So imagine it was another physical person with you that was saying these things that you're thinking, okay? Let's just name it Fred, okay? And I use that example in the Energetic Expansion 1.0. It's my 8-week transformation, but let's just call it Fred, okay? Fred is saying these things to you, saying the things that you're thinking. You're right, you're so broke, you're never gonna make money, You're just, be realistic. Someone is saying that to you. How would you respond to that person? You would tell them to rack off. You would say, you are the most negative, annoying person I've ever met, and I do not want to spend another minute around you. That's what you would say. Let's be real. You wouldn't want to be around that person. You already have people in your life that reflect back to you these things, and you don't agree with it. You don't surround yourself. You don't purposely put yourself in situations where people are like, yeah, you're never going to be anything. Yeah, you're useless. Yeah, you're not worthy. You don't surround yourself with that energy. So why are you allowing that inside voice to make you feel that way about yourself? Okay? Because you think that because it comes from inside that it's you. It's not you. That voice comes from old programming. Okay? That big fence of belief that you have built around that process, that's where it's actually coming from. It's not actually you. So when you're thinking these thoughts, imagine that was a separate person and what you would say to them. Okay, when I say sit back and observe and sit in the seat of witness consciousness, it's essentially that. You need to create a separation and a divide between you and your thoughts that are trying to keep you safe. The reason you have these thoughts in the first place is because you have a nervous system. This is like a human thing that every single person has gone through. And the difference between the people that make it and the people that don't is their ability to separate and overcome, okay, and reprogram. So these thoughts come from the environment reflecting back to you that this is the truth, okay? This is the truth. This is the self-fulfilling prophecy. This is real. This is reality. This is all you're ever going to have. That's just a program. We're like a computer system. That's just a program. Okay, your program was built from other people. It wasn't even built from you. So why do you trust this voice so much? Why do you feel obligated to listen and agree with everything that it says? Why do you even give it the time of day, right? If you want different in your life, you can't hang out with that same voice. You can't hang out with those same people. You cannot give your precious energy into something that is trying to keep you in the familiar, safe reality. Okay, that's what it is. That's your nervous system kicking in, being like, you know what? It is so safe for us to respond this way. It is so good for us to be broke. It is so good for us to have no money. It is so good to just look at my bank account and feel so in lack and desperate for money. Okay, I love scrolling through Seek and looking at jobs to desperately try and get money. That feels safe, even though it's not what you want to experience, okay? Even though you don't perceive that consciously as a good thing, you perceive that as a bad thing. You think that that's shit. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to feel like that. You don't want to be stressed about money, okay? But your subconscious does, because it doesn't know if it's good or bad. It just knows safe and unsafe, familiar and unfamiliar. When you realize this about your mind, about your subconscious, you're going to stop taking those thoughts so literal, and you're going to stop putting them on a pedestal and agreeing with every single one that they say. Okay, so now you've created this separation, okay? You've got Fred over there that's just talking shit and making you feel like shit. And then you've got you, right? Okay, so now you can acknowledge that when you get triggered by external environment, okay? So next time you look at your bank account and you don't see the results that you want, you're not allowing your thoughts to jumpstart a process that pulls you back and anchors you back into the old reality of reaffirming, yeah, I am broke. You can sit back and be like, okay, Fred's coming in. Fred's trying to sabotage me. Fred's trying to get in my way. Okay? Fred is going to shut up. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to become better and faster at flipping my energy. Okay? Again, when we come back to energy and matter, okay, we are flipping it, so you're no longer operating from matter to energy. You're flipping it, energy to matter. You are overcoming your circumstance, your environment. This, the number one thing you need to know about manifestation, the number one thing that's going to get you your desires is the energy that you are emitting out, okay? So Fred, backseat, see a sissy. Now what you're going to do is you're going to flip your energy, right? This isn't about avoiding your feelings. This isn't about suppressing your feelings. You can observe, but don't absorb. Allow it to pass through your consciousness. Allow it to come through and come go. Doesn't define you. You don't have to feed it. You don't have to do anything like that. You can acknowledge it and say, you know what? I know what you're trying to do. I'm not allowing you in. Thank you. Thank you next. Bye. So what you're going to do now is you're going to flip your energy, okay? So say the thought comes in, Fred comes in, you're so broke, you're never going to make money, you're being delusional. You should just listen to your mom and dad and what they told you to do. Okay, when that voice comes in, you get to be like, Fred, you're wrong. I am deserving of money. I am abundant. I am a creator, okay? I am a super manifester. I feel abundant. Try charging those thoughts with emotion. Get excited. Okay, start feeding into that reality. Because it's so easy to feed into the old reality of that comfort and familiar suffering instead of feeding into this unfamiliar heaven, this beautiful life that is waiting for you just because you've never experienced it before. I say this all the time. Just because you've never experienced it or no one in your family has doesn't mean that you won't and that you can't. You can. And through this process, you're going to realize it's so much easier. It is so easy to get ahead through this. You've mastered the process. You are mastering the process of doing this. Start to acknowledge when those thoughts come in, flip them. Start to feed in with emotion, all of these things to build the self-trust with yourself. Hey, I can do this. Hey, even if it's a little thing or a big thing, you're proving to yourself that through flipping your energy, you are not allowing your environment to dictate your energy. You are now taking control of your energy and it is creating an influence on your environment. This is where you start to see your manifestations come trickling in, okay? You can make the connection to then revamp the belief. I've proven to myself I can do it. I've proven to myself that I know how it works. I've cultivated that energy within myself and become greater than, to become the creator, to be in my power. Do not allow any place, any person, any situation, anything ever make you question how powerful you are. We are spiritual beings having a temporary experience on earth. Everything is formed from energy. Start using your energy first. And I speak about this again in the energetic expansion, is 80% of your success and your results comes from that internal world, comes from your ability to harness your feminine energy. It has nothing to do with gender roles, has nothing to do with sex. It has to do with your ability to harness and be in your power and project that out there. Take control. Don't chase, attract. That's where that saying comes from. Okay, that's where you are attracting it in. You are not going out of your way, forcing, pushing, shoving, trying to force things to happen. You simply sit back and decide what you want. What are you going to allow in? Okay? What are you going to allow to pass you by? Don't forget how powerful you are. Okay? Do not forget it. You have control over every single little thing internally, and that's all that matters. You don't need to control anything outside of you. You don't need to give yourself ultimatums such as, I'll have this once I have this, or I can have this if I have this. Don't box yourself in. Just focus on what you want and how you're feeding it with your energy. That's all you need to do. Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who needs to hear it, and I'll see you in my next video.